the confidence reset. And I just want you to imagine and picture this scenario that I'm going to share, right? It's like it starts with an idea. You've had an idea and you commit to that idea. And then life happens. Distractions, other priorities, other people, doubts, energy dips. Maybe the to-do list piles up and overwhelm starts creeping in. Frustration boils up with others, with ourselves. And before we know it, our confidence fades. Not only for that original idea, but often it oozes into everything else. Who's kind of experienced this? I personally often experience this near the end of the week, right? Where I've come hot and heavy into the week with all my big ambitions for the week. Or even the start of the day, you think, today I'm going to conquer the world, right? So who's felt this? Who's felt that commitment and then it kind of fades? This is what I call the confidence breakdown. And it's super simple. Confidence isn't a feeling. Confidence is evidence. And confidence is evidence of self-trust. Self-trust is built by keeping your word and doing what you said you'd do. By the way, I'm just gonna keep going deep into this and talking about this. So if it's not clicking there, don't worry, I say the same thing about 17 different ways, so it really clicks. Every time you follow through and do what you said you'd do, you build confidence. And every time you don't, it chips away at you. Chips away at that self-trust, right? So this is it here, is like you don't lose confidence, you lose integrity with yourself. You lose that self-trust. And this can be for small things, big things, even like, oh, I should get up and get a glass of water before I jump on this training with D and you didn't do it. You know, that chips away at your self-trust. And this then oozes into the notion of integrity. So integrity isn't moral, it's energetic. What I mean by this is integrity means what you think, say, and do are aligned. When your energy flows and you feel grounded, clear, and confident. And when you're not, energy leaks and you start to doubt yourself. Just even think about people you trust. Why do you actually trust them? It's super simple. They do what they said they'd do. And when people don't do what they said they'd do, it erodes trust. And the exact same distinction of trust on others points straight back at ourselves. When we don't do what we said we'd do, and we don't do even what we think we should do, it erodes that self-trust. Integrity is how you hold that energy, how you hold that momentum, that unstoppable energy you have for that original idea, because you're staying in integrity. So I was going to keep going with this, but I thought I'd just make it super clear here on why integrity matters. And it's like really understanding when you're out of integrity starts with that symptomology, right? That symptom of feeling overwhelmed, drained, or stuck. Or perhaps that doubt creeps in. That's your cue that you might be out of integrity. Then the problem is you think it's a workload issue or motivation or an external circumstance. You know, you might blame someone else, you might blame the weather, you might blame the time of the week, the time of your cycle, whatever it might be. It's an external problem. But the real problem, it's not a motivation issue, it's an integrity issue. Too many open loops draining your energy. Just like too many open tabs on your phone, too many open tabs on your computer, whatever it might be, it drains your energy. It doesn't matter if it's a small thing. It chips away at you. And then the reframe is integrity isn't about being perfect, but it's about getting back into alignment. And when we restore integrity, you restore confidence, energy, and momentum. So integrity builds self-trust. Self-trust builds confidence. Confidence builds momentum. This is the equation. And when you keep your word, everything starts moving again, right? Like I said, I'm going to say the same thing a million ways until it clicks for you. And then for my more creative souls, this is the best analogy I could think of. Confidence is like a bank account of self-trust. When you take action, you get to put money into your bank account. When you don't take action, the money gets deducted. And each time you deposit money, i.e. you take action, you get more money. But each time you withdraw, it drains your energy. So we must take action on the things we say. Now I know what you're thinking. There's so many things I've said I'd do. There's so many things on my big life to-do list that I desire, that I want to create, things I've even said to people I'd do, ideas I've had, books I want to write, conversations I want to have, places I want to go. And it can feel so absolutely overwhelming. And the truth is, it should feel overwhelming because it is overwhelming. Our wee primitive little animalistic brains don't know the difference when we have an idea to write a book versus we have a subconscious primal idea of needing to get a glass of water. The brain allocates the same intensity to those two tasks as if it was based on survival. So when you think or say to someone, I'm going to write a book, and you don't write a book, the brain instantly goes into stress because you didn't do the thing. So what we must do is restore integrity, to recalibrate our nervous systems, to rebuild that self-trust, and to rebuild that confidence. So do you mean to tell me that I have to do every single thing I think and say to everyone? I don't have enough hours in the day. No, you don't. And if you're a high-performing human being, and you're here, you probably are a high-performing human being because you're here, is you probably say yes, and you probably have more ideas than you have time in the day, and you probably have all the big, huge projects, impact things you want to create in the world. Am I right? So many things I want to do, so many books I want to write, so many businesses I want to build, so many people I want to help, so many activities I want to do. Now, so many things, yeah, and we can do them all. But the trick is that how can we be inspired in that energy we have an idea, get some momentum with it, and if we lose momentum, what can we do to get back in integrity? Rather than fall victim to a shame spiral or a guilt spiral, or not messaging people back, or just ignoring something and building up all that weight of shame. It's a simple distinction, and we're going to go through it now. And it's called the integrity cleanup, because we must restore integrity to clean up so we can move forward with confidence, power, and ease. This is the framework. It starts with a breakdown. Get honest about what's off and where you've slipped out of integrity. I said I was going to start my YouTube channel and I didn't. Commitment. What was the original commitment? Like I just shared, like I didn't start my YouTube channel. I didn't message that person back. I didn't follow through on that thing. I didn't go take that action on what I needed to do for my business or for my personal life. That idea just sat in my journal and I never shared it with anyone. Then step 3 is critical, is responsibility. We must take full ownership. No blame, no stories, just the what so. And what this looks like simply is, I didn't start my YouTube channel because I didn't put it in my calendar. I didn't prioritize it this week. I didn't even allocate any time to it. So it didn't happen. Taking full responsibility. Again, not blaming external circumstances, other things. The what so, in my definition, is just the plain and simple facts. Not, oh, I didn't do it because I never followed through on anything and I'm a piece of shit. I didn't do it because people don't like me and no one want to hear my message, so I didn't start a YouTube channel. It's just like the facts. I didn't schedule any time for it. I didn't put it in my calendar, so I didn't take any action on it. No blame, no stories, just like the facts. And then the impact is how the breakdown affected others and yourself. So again, to the simple not starting a YouTube channel, you could go into the story of like, well, no one's going to now get impact from my work. No one's going to get this amazing exercise I was going to share. Now I'm not, and then impact on you is I'm not going to generate any new clients. My business is going to flounder. My business is going to fail. And I'm gone into a shame spiral because I didn't do the thing I was going to say. You just really get the impact. And then the recommitment, get the lesson. So I didn't put it in my calendar. So I'm going to put it in my calendar on Monday. I'm going to start my YouTube channel. I'm going to record a video and I'm going to upload it. It's going to be done on Monday. And boom, you've restored integrity. Now, the best thing about this distinction is I'll give another simple example of life, right? Say, for example, with your partner. Say, for example, you ask your partner to take out the rubbish and they do not take out the rubbish. A breakdown has occurred. Now, if they were trained, they would go through this simple framework instantaneously, and they would acknowledge the breakdown. I forgot to take out the rubbish. The commitment. I promised, I told you this morning I'd take out the rubbish before you got home from work. I completely forgot. I was too distracted coming home from work. I just jumped straight on my laptop and wanted to continue doing what I was doing at work, and I forgot to take out the rubbish. The impact is now you've come home and the apartment's slightly smelly and you've lost a bit of trust in me because I forgot to take out the rubbish. And I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm going to go take the rubbish out right now. And I promise that next week I'll take it out in the morning rather than waiting till after work. And boom, you've restored integrity and you've also dodged a big fight, probably. So, who wants to restore a little bit of integrity? You might be feeling overwhelmed, but I promise you'll feel light and free after this. So here's your exercise. Where are you out of integrity right now? And this, to start with, the exercise should be a huge list, like massive. I want you to write down everything incomplete, unspoken, avoided, ideas, promises, yes, no's, even if you want to go as deep as things you said you'd do as a child, whatever you want, get it all out. And then for the sakes of this exercise, then choose one that's quite triggering, something that's dense, and then do the commitment. What was the original intention or promise to yourself or to someone else? Take responsibility with no stories, no excuses, just the what so, the facts. The impact, how has it impacted you, others, your momentum? What energy has it cost you? And then recommitment. What new or renewed commitment from here, small and the small aligned action you can take to restore integrity and ultimately confidence and get your momentum back. So simply put from today, team, confidence grows every time you do what you said you were going to do. Got that? In your blood, in your brain? And also, I've kept this very willful, very action orientated, but as Bryony was sharing in the chat, and then some of you have shared around like when you get that intuitive download and then you don't do that, that's also the same thing. We must trust our intuition and take action on those things. And then if you restore your integrity, you get your confidence back, you get your momentum back, and you're away flying. A few announcements is you may have seen that I've launched the Untapped Founders Profile. Now, this is something I've been trying to build and wanting to build for the last 10 years because I'm obsessed with personality profiling, and I've done it ad hocly with one-on-one clients, and I've never kind of been able to put it together. But thanks to the marvels of AI, I finally found a tool that can actually do the intense test that I wanted to create a clear profile on who someone is. I'm really proud of it. I really love it. And if you want to check it out, go on our website. You may see it. You might like it. It's like $24 to do the assessment. And then you get a full profile and full course as well. It's really cool. The second announcement was my program, Integration, is open again for enrollments. It is really about that rewiring and breaking patterns, which is what I'm good at, and really getting you back into that momentum, back into action. It's a very tight-knit container. It's kind of bi-weekly calls with a bit of one-to-one, and it's really that gritty founder-level mindset coaching stuff. It's really good. I love it. And then I was talking to Bryony last night, and the podcast will be back very soon. Yay. Thank you for your acknowledging our break, but that's exciting. That's all my announcements. Okay. So wrap up. Today was, and then I'm going to create tomorrow as well. Don't worry. That's a good one. So today was about getting your energy clear. Okay. That's what confidence, integrity leaks, integrity cleanup. That's what that whole distinction is about, is clearing your energy. To restore integrity, clear the noise, and rebuild that confidence, you can take action again. And I want you to get this in your blood for the next 24 hours. Like, do it with everything. Even if you're like chilling out watching Netflix tonight, you're like, oh, I should make a cup of tea. And then you go, oh, nah, I can't be bothered. Oh, you've just broken integrity. Get up and go make that cup of tea, restore integrity. Tomorrow is about like, what happens though when you keep having to clean up the same mess, right? When the same area keeps pulling you out of alignment, no matter how many times you reset and try and clean it up. Who's kind of experienced this, where you keep kind of recommitting to the same stuff, Now, this is when it's not an integrity issue anymore. It's what I like to call a pattern. And tomorrow is all about finding and breaking those patterns. So this integrity cleanup is for those small, sharp things. Tomorrow, we're going to really uncover what's really holding them back or really getting in the way. That might be an emotional block, a mental block, a belief, an identity, who knows? But tomorrow, we will find out and break the pattern for good. I encourage you, if you want homework, is to keep doing some little written integrity cleanups. If you've got to send some messages to people, send some messages to people. If you want to send some voice notes, if you want to put some post-it notes on actions you want to do, drink more water, whatever it is, clean up your integrity leaks, get your energy back, enjoy your day tomorrow. You'll feel, I guarantee it, you'll have so much more focus and energy tomorrow because you'll have that energy back from doing the integrity cleanups. Thank you so much. Love your work.